honestly don't know how I'm going to possibly react if someone refers to me as a MILF. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Zhariya Smith and I typically make commentary videos just like this one, and I post on every single Wednesday. So if you care about that, congrats. Subscribe to me if you want to or not. Doesn't really matter to me. Actually kind of does, but like also like not really. This video is just starting off all types of crazy. But today's candle is lava. We're going back to a classic one. Also we have a new friend today. My cousin got me an Inuyasha Funko Pop. I feel like now my set is finally, I say my set, but like my room is finally complete with all my Funko Pops. And actually a Funko Pop that I have up here is actually going to be the topic of today's video, or rather the stuff surrounding it, and that would be Mr. Aizawa. Now he is from My Hero Academia, and a large amount of fans of My Hero Academia on TikTok, which, you know, are very questionable, have been referring to Mr. Aizawa as a Dilf. Now, I have a lot of mixed feelings about that, because from my personal opinion, you can't be a Dilf if you're not a dad, but you know, to each their own. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the weird Dilf / MILF obsession on social media right now. I'm so sorry if this is your first video of mine that you're seeing. I promise I'm not weird, but I wanted to talk about the MILF and Dilf obsession, and it's been in my notes for the past like 2 months. So why not make a video on it finally after all this time? But let's get to the meat. I don't know why I said that. The meat, I'm sorry if you're vegan or vegetarian. I don't know if that was offensive. I need to just move on. So, you might be asking me, Zhariya, what is, I guess we can start off with MILFs, because I am a woman, and whatnot. We go to Urban Dictionary for these things because we live at Urban Dictionary in this house and on this channel, but MILF, I don't curse on my channel. MILF, the definition is mom I would like to F word. Have intercourse with, perhaps I can say that. And MILF is any woman with children who has men that want to have sexual intercourse with her. The term also is used to describe women above a certain age, 30 or 40 plus, who are not mothers themselves but are deemed to be sexually attractive, and also have men that will partake in sexual intercourse with them. In terms of the internet, and in terms of internet culture, you can be a MILF and not be a mother. However, I feel like that you can be a MILF only if you have a child, or you have had a child at some point in your life, because you know some things happen. So I do think that it's very interesting to me that on the media we see people call ContraPoints a MILF, a woman who has never had a child, or isn't even older than 30. You know, it's very strange to me seeing people call, like I saw on TikTok the other day, like a girl talking about like, oh, I'm a MILF, and it's like, what is going on? Like, you're 13, you're not a MILF. What is going on? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone, honestly. But does anybody remember the song like MILF Money? I think it was by Fergie, that showcased like all the popular celebrity moms. Like, those are MILFs. Like, not children or 24-year-old YouTubers, like, unless they really had children. But I feel like the whole thing is like older women that happen to have kids. But I feel like it's typically like teenage kids, because it's like teenagers that are attracted to the older women. If that doesn't make sense, I'm very sorry, but Connor has made a reappearance, so you know. See, I do research for these videos. If you don't know, it may not seem like that, but whenever I do put sources in the description, so if you want to read this, go ahead. But I came across this article on Vice. What was the title of it? Because I feel like this is one of those things where I'm like, I just love reading articles sometimes. Right, okay. So this is an article on Vice by Lauren Euler. It was made in 2016. And it is titled MILF Madness: Why so many men want to have intercourse with moms. We love that. That is such a title that I am just so like, oh my god, over. But in this article, she mentioned basically the first MILF, or the first, you know, mom type like that, was Stifler's mother in American Pie, who is played by Jennifer Coolidge, who has intercourse with her son's friend in the basement, not in the basement, on the basement pool table. And then obviously Stifler walks in. If you haven't watched American Pie, watch it, you know, if you're not underage. But this basically was kind of like a start to like, oh, moms are cute sometimes. And then also we have the Fountain of Wayne, Stacy's mom. You know, Stacy's mom has got it going on. I know I saw a post on Twitter, someone was like, I'm gonna name my daughter Stacy, so that people will be like, oh, Stacy's mom type stuff. But also Stacy's mom, you know, showing appreciation or a love for older women instead of women that are your age. Also in the article, it mentions a spike in looking at MILF adult entertainment. And then also this was between 2007 and 2009. I will say also that there is a rapper by the name of Young Gravy who I happen to love very much, and he actually has kind of made his whole career surrounding being attracted to MILFs or moms, and very commonly will feature older women in his music videos as they're the main topic of like his songs. It's very funny to me, and not funny, but like interesting to me, that you typically see, you know, rappers talk about fantasizing being with like young girls or like young women, but like Young Gravy is like, she looked 42, I think I'm dyslexic, like wanting to be with older women. Like, it's interesting to me. That's all I want to say. Next, I want to briefly touch on Dilfs. Now, Dilfs are very interesting to me because it's the same as MILF, except it's dad instead of mom. And it also says men aged between 30 to 50, you know, older. This definition on Urban Dictionary says that they are incredibly attractive and has kids. They're usually really cut from activities such as pushing strollers, giving piggyback rides, and intense trips to the local park or Disney World. They also have a killer smile and a sense of childlike joy because they play with their kids all the time. Unfortunately, getting with them is very hard because they are very typically very faithful to their wife, aka MILFs. The thing interesting to me about the difference between DILFs and MILFs, which I feel so weird saying this out loud, but it's like very weird to me, the differences between MILFs and DILFs and how people see them. Because I'm like, oh, people see a DILF, like, oh my god, he has kids, he's so loving, he's such a great dad. But then you see men talk about MILFs and it's like weird. Like, I won't say weird because obviously you're still sexualizing someone that you don't know, but it's very weird to me how people are like, oh, we love DILFs, we love dad bods, we love men who aren't male gazy, you know, but MILFs are very much male gazy in that type of way. So while I was doing research during my editing, I found an article titled, we talked to a researcher about why women are so attracted to DILFs. And what's interesting about this is that in the article, they basically found that they did like a study where they picked women. They're like, this guy's 45. They told one group that he had kids, another group that they didn't. They all found him the same amount of attractive. Well, he did get more ratings on like empathy and like whatever, but it didn't really change how women saw him like attractively. Some people say that women are attracted to DILFs because it shows that, oh, they're fertile, so like we can have kids with them, you know. But what I found most interesting in this article is that they found with men finding MILFs attractive that they found MILFs attractive despite them having kids. Whereas it basically is saying that, oh, she has knowledge, she has, you know, more stuff, you know, she has more experience. Whereas with DILFs, it's more so like, oh, he's a dad, he must be nice and caring, because typically men are scary, you know. And that's really interesting to me. But yeah, I feel like it's also kind of like, I watch anime, it's very interesting seeing the differences of how people treat Nanami versus Toji Fushiguro, who literally abandoned his son, and people are like, oh my god, he's so hot and he's so attractive. But then we also see people who are attracted to men like that have dad tendencies but are actually not a father, you know. And it's interesting, the dynamic, you know. Just wanted to add that little bit in, you know. We love to do our sources and we love to add a little flavor, but yeah. But in my opinion, I will say, you are not a DILF if you do not have children. I'm an anime fan. I love anime. Aizawa, at least to my knowledge, is not a dad. Therefore, he's not a DILF. Kakashi from Naruto is not a DILF. He's not a dad. He's also like 28 in like Naruto. That's not a DILF. That's not old. you know, and I feel like there's this like older men type thing, but it's like, no, this is like a Dilf or this is a Milf. And it's like, what is going on? Why are we so obsessed with Dilfs and Milfs? Why can't we just be attracted to people the same age as us? Why am I going on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok and seeing little kids thirst over grown men? And I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that like, you know, it's bad. Well, I guess it is. I guess it is bad. But even like Tiny Neat Gang released a song called Daddy because people are so obsessed with like the whole daddy thing and the whole mommy thing. And it's like, what is going on? What is society? But either way, next section. I want to talk briefly about the obsession with mommy issues and daddy issues. Oh my God. Microphone's going crazy over here. Because I feel like that there is an obsession with daddy issues in the essence of sexualizing young girls who go through trauma. And then saying like, oh, she has daddy issues, so she must love being choked and mistreated just like her dad mistreated her. You know, and like boys who have mommy issues are like, oh, they love being coddled and being told what to do because of their issues that they have with their mom. And you know, it's like very weird to me how people will seek out doing the daddy mommy thing. It's very interesting to me, and very weird. Jordan Teresa actually made 2 chef's kiss videos about mommy issues and daddy issues and the implications come between both of them. I will not make a video that long on that because, you know, there already is one out there, but I will recommend you watch both of them or one of them or none of them, really. You know, that's up to you. Truly. But I will say that I believe that daddy issues are more so sexualized while mommy issues are more so like, oh, we're gonna coddle the poor boy and his poor mommy issues. Or mommy issues that come with women are seen differently than mommy issues seen with boys, and same with daddy issues that come with boys versus, you know, mommy issues that come with boys. That's a lot. That a lot just came out of my mouth right then. That probably made no sense at all. But it's interesting to me. I feel like the daddy issues specifically are sexualized extremely, and that could just be because, you know, daddy issues are typically associated with girls, and you know how people are about girls and teenage girls on the media and the internet, and very scary type vibes going on. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack with daddy issues and mommy issues, I will say. But next I want to talk about something that's been deep in my soul, deep in my heart. Stop proving Sigmund Freud right. I'm sick of it. I took psychology when I was a junior in high school. I took AP psychology, I know, and I passed the test. Can you believe it? But I hate that y'all keep on proving Sigmund Freud right time and time again. I'm sick of it. It's gross. Stop talking about the Oedipus complex and the Electra complex. Like, it's crazy to me how y'all, there literally was a trend. There's like a trend a month or so ago that was like, oh, your daddy's son, talking about how like their children are gonna have the same types as them, or they're gonna like them, or like people that are like them. And I'm like, that's weird. Please stop proving Sigmund Freud right. I am sick of it. Specifically, I will say with the whole daddy issues, like it's like, oh, Sigmund Freud's like, oh, you want to have, you know, whatever with your dad or your mom. So you're projecting on these things to liking older men and older women, and that is really proving him right. And I hate it. Like Doja Cat said, I'm not your mommy. Stop trying to make me your mom. I don't raise kids. I don't have kids. I'm not a babysitter. So stop, you know? And I will say there's one thing to like respect your significant others, you know, things that they like to do. I will say, you know, whatever, do whatever you want, consent to whatever you want. But I'm also like, can we not make like this normal? Because it's normal to date someone that's like your age. Like I said, I love me some Chris Evans. Chris Evans is a grown man, and I guess I'm now 20, so you know, I am more of an adult now than I was before. But I'm saying that like realistically, like I probably shouldn't date somebody that's 20 years older than me. That's probably, you know, not clicking right with the brain. You know, that's not something that, you know, should be a thing that people do. But I will say that proving Sigmund Freud right is annoying, and please stop doing that, respectfully. Lastly, I just want to talk about the fixation on older men and older women in general. Now, I will say, I love Chris Evans, but I'm not talking about older men like this. I'm talking about the whole fantasizing of being with an older man. This is more so along the lines of sugar baby territory we have going on, but fantasizing of being with a man who's like 60 plus. Because I feel like there's a difference between men in their 30s to 50s, maybe 40s, like 30s, 40s, is like Dilf territory. But I feel like after you're pushing that, like you are a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, even 25-year-old woman, and you're fantasizing about being with a 60-plus-year-old man, I do just have some questions. I do know that there are women that fantasize about being put on their husband's, will, so that when they die, they can get all their money. Very interesting dynamic there. Similarly with boys, I believe this is like so like old internet knowledge, but when Cody Coates did that like short film, I believe it was with Full Screen. He did like a short, and it was called Boy Toy, and he was like the little boy toy of like the Milf in the show, and she was like an older woman too. I will say it is weird how we as a society have I guess it's not even a society, but like younger people have an obsession with being with older people. And like for me personally, I just could not justify or see myself dating someone that was born in 1980. My parents were born in 1980. Like, it's weird to like try to have a relationship dynamic with someone who is so much older than you. It's like you're not even, like, they've already lived the life that you've lived 3 times over. Like, if you're dating a 6-year-old and you're 20, like, they've lived your life many times over. And I think that it's very, I'm not going to get into the whole Lolita and all that stuff, but I will say that it is interesting that people have such a fixation and such a desire to want to be with older people. And I do think it's an interesting thing to unpack. But I guess that's my video. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up because I need validation. Also, comment below what your thoughts are on this topic and if you think it's a good thing or a bad thing. Let me know if you're an aspiring Dilf or Milf. I don't know why you would be, but to each their own. And also subscribe to me because if you've watched it this far, that means you must like me somewhat. So, do that. So my video cut out in the middle of me talking. We love filming on our iPhone, but I hope you guys liked the video. Comment down below. You can always DM me on Twitter or Instagram if you have any questions about anything or any video ideas for me. I love listening to you guys. But yeah. So make sure to stay happy and stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys. And also Connor can't wait, but he says bye too.